So one may ask, what exactly is US aid? Does Africa really need US aid? We should be grateful to Donald Trump for stopping this aid. Listen to this.
Let's be realistic here. Africa does not need the aid. What we need is for those who are exploiting Africa to stop. Africa has everything it needs. Every leader must look at what's happening in the Sahel nations to say, like anybody else, you must take care of your people. You have your natural resources. You have everything you need to take care of your people. Why do you continue to be beggars? Look at what is being brought in by not only USAID, but all the NGOs in your country. It's peanuts. It's a joke that the African leaders should continue to be beggars of peanuts when you are looking and allowing billions to get out of your country year in and year out, if not trillions, in natural resources that your people should be benefiting from. It is a wake-up call for African leaders.
So one may ask, what exactly is US aid? You see, on the surface, US aid is supposed to be used for humanitarian aid, democratic development, economic development, and all those things are supposed to be good. But in reality, it is often used for the opposite. For example, in Nigeria, US aid was used to fund Boko Haram, the jihadist group used to destabilize the country, especially during the 2015 elections when the US wanted to change the then president. It was also the case in Kenya. The US aid was used to sponsor NGOs to cause unrest during elections. In the Congo, for example, there are 150-something militia groups or rebel groups, all causing problems in the place. And the US aid funds are also guilty of sponsoring these groups. And it is not just high interest rates and the sponsoring of militia groups to destabilize a country or to unseat a democratically elected president. The US aid often comes with conditionalities that are often not beneficial to the countries being aided. For example, we once had in Nigeria the structural adjustment program, which was not beneficial to the country. Ethiopia has become a dumping ground of all sorts of clothing from the US because of aid. In South Africa, US aid was supposed to be used to combat the AIDS syndrome or the AIDS disease. But it turned out that there were cases where the AIDS virus, were injected into people. In other words, South Africans became guinea pigs, experiments for the AIDS drugs that they were testing, just like what happened in Tuskegee, US some years back. We also have African countries being forced to adopt the LGBTIA, whatever, against their wishes because of aid. And the interesting thing is that countries that actually refuse these aids are doing much better than countries that accept these aids. For example, Burkina Faso, Traore has demonstrated that you do not need aids to survive. Look inwards, become food self-sufficient, and just cut your coats according to your size. So you see why I said we should be grateful to Donald Trump for stopping this aid, because these aids are not designed to free you, but to keep you perpetually poor and dependent. So instead of crying, we should be thanking Donald Trump. He's done us a big favor. That's it.